Hello, fellow investors. Today we're ready for day 3 of our dividend investing plan. Please like and subscribe to motivate me in my dividend investing journey so I can keep updating you about the progress. So we're at day 3. Today we have a special kind of equity. It's MPLX. MPLX is an MLP. MLP stands for My Little Pony. No, not really. It stands for Master Limited Partnership. It was selected by our list as one of the top picks for this month. So we followed our plan and it was part of the buying process. I am, however, contemplating for the future to filter the list and maybe exclude MLPs. You can leave in the comments why it's a good idea or why it's not a good idea. So MLPs are very different from normal stocks paying dividend. It's also taxed differently. An MLP is different from normal common stocks in the sense that it only gets taxed once and it gets taxed on your own income statement. So the MLP will annually send you a form with your gains, so you have to report it to the IRS. Since I'm not in the US, the MLP will already deduct the tax on my behalf, so I don't have to pay taxes in the US. With this third position, we are entering a new industry and we are no longer 100% invested in the pharmaceutical industry. This MLP is active in the oil industry, so the energy sector. MPLX MLP has been formed by Marathon Petroleum Corporation, and its job is to develop and acquire energy infrastructure to transport, store, gather and refine oil and gas products. So they maintain the infrastructure and all the oil and gas companies pay MPLX fees to use that infrastructure. When we look at the PA ratio, it's quite low, just at 10, but like most MLPs, the PA ratio is artificially low because of depreciating assets. When you look at the current yield, it's a whopping 21%. That's really huge, but you have to take into account that because of the pandemic and an oil war, the oil prices have really dropped. There's no demand. Every country is trying to sell their oil at the cheapest prices, and that also affects the income and the future prospects of this oil and gas MLP. They recently delayed the announcements of their earnings for the first quarter of 2020 to May. We can expect that they will probably announce that they will reduce the payouts, unless of course the industry, the world and travel has picked up and the oil prices started to rise again. In the long term, it surely will. We really hit lows on oil price, and the economy everywhere in the world is down. So let's hope we only lose 1 or 2 months on the year, and then the revenues of this MLP will gain it back. But it's a very risky stock. So right now it seems to be quite a risky pick, and if you're really conservative, you might consider skipping this one. However, since it's only one of the 20 investments I will make this month, the risk of impacting my portfolio will probably be small. And I've already seen the oil prices have been rising, and in almost 24 hours we're already up 2%. For now, it seems to be heading in the right direction. Let's hope the stock really brings in 20% returns for the next 30 years. Thank you for listening and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.